Welcome to Bitty Bum Boutique TV. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute ballet slipper hair bow. So to get started, I'm going to let you know what we need. Okay, so the supplies needed for this ballet slipper hair bow is that you're going to need some 1.5 inch wide ribbon, and you're going to want to cut that to 20 inches if you want to have just a little bit of tail, and 23 inches if you want your tails of your bow to be longer. And by that I mean this pink one is about 20 inches and this one was 23. I did make the loops a little different, but you can see how the white one has more tails for the shoes than the pink one. So 1.5 inch wide ribbon cut. We're going to make the 20 inch today. You're going to need 4 little pieces of a 1/4 inch wide ribbon, and you're going to cut those to 2 inches. You're going to need 2 pieces of 1.5 inch wide ribbon cut to 1.25 inch. You're going to need a piece of 3/8 inch wide ribbon for your center. The clip of your choice, we're going to use a lined alligator clip today. Your scissors, your wire, your lighter for sealing your ends, your pliers to pull your wire tight, obviously your glue gun, and then for this one we are going to go ahead and use the E6000 glue to attach the ribbon to the tails to make the shoes. It's just going to make it stick better, and you also aren't going to, it doesn't leak, like make bumps in the ribbon like the hot glue will. So let's get started first with making our bow. Scoot this out of the way. So how we're going to do this is we're going to take our 20 inch piece of ribbon and we are going to fold it in half and make a crease so that we can find our center point. Then you're going, now to make this exact, you kind of just have to eyeball it, but we're going to take our ends and make this shape. So you're going to cross it over and make this awareness ribbon type shape. And you don't actually want your loops to be too big, so you're just going to kind of look and see if you have it even, and then you can see your center crease, and then that's what's going to get folded down. So you can kind of fold it down, and that's a little small, so I'm going to make them a little bit bigger and then fold it in. So that's probably about good. Now as long as you keep this center crease and put it right in at this corner here, then your loop should be even, and you want to put it all the way under there. You don't want to leave it hanging out like this. You want it to go all the way underneath that ribbon. So that's what it should look like. And then if you want to, you can angle these a little bit more if you want, but that's about good right there. So now our accordion fold for this one is we're going to it's a couple extra folds than our normal bow. So what you're going to start with is pointing up. So you're going to make your first fold that goes up, and then do one side at a time and just, fan fold it so that so it's going to come up, and then this little piece on the end, this is going to be the trickiest part, needs to go down so that you have another fold, and then you're going to do the same thing on this side. So it's just practice and making sure you hold it nice and tight. And then we're just going to wrap our wire. And remember, you're wrapping the wire first, and then you're going to check before you actually really tighten the wire. That way you don't make too much of a crease in case you need to start over, in case your loops aren't even. So that should go down right there. So that looks decent, but I am going to refold. I don't like the way that looked. Make sure your ribbon is tucked under there. You want to, make sure you get to the middle with that first fold up. This one should be better. There we go. Okay, now let's wrap. Okay, so that one's better. So that's what you should have right there, is the 2 loops with the tails. And once you have that and it looks like you want it, you're just going to go ahead and tighten that wire in the back. And then cut off your extra. and flatten your center. Okay, so now we have the base of our bow, just like that. Now we're going to add our ballet shoes. So the main thing you want to do first is to make sure your tails are even. So you can see this tail is a little bit longer. So I am going to trim that one up just a little. And because of the way they fold out, you're not going to notice if they're not exact, but you do want them to be pretty similar. You don't want it to be noticeable that one's longer than the other. So I'm just going to trim this one a little bit. Okay, so that's better. Now you're going to take your pieces of 1.5 inch wide, cut to 1 1/4 inch, and you're going to make the half circle. So what you're going to do is you're going to stack them on top of each other so that you can cut them both at the same time, and then you'll have the same angle on both of them. So you're going to stack them on top of each other and then fold them with the outside edges meeting, just like that. So this is your sides and then the middle. And then we're going to cut starting on the edge of the ribbon. You're just going to cut, like you used to make hearts when you were a kid in school so that you would get both sides the same. That's how we're going to do this. So you're just going to kind of make a little bit of a circle, a half circle, like that. Just like that. So then both of them have the same amount of space there. So what you're going to do first with that is you're going to go ahead and heat seal this part right here. Now this part, it does get a little tricky when you're heat sealing with a lighter at the edge that you've cut, because it will move and change the shape. So you just want to barely go next to the ribbon. You don't even have to touch the fire onto the ribbon, and you can see it'll just melt away right there. But if you can reshape it a little too if you messed up, because that's how much it'll kind of melt it away. And just do the other one, just like that. So see, I have that little point right there. If I go in with my lighter, I can get rid of that. Okay, so we've heat sealed just the circle part, because we're not going to do this part until we cut it on our ribbon here. So the next part is that we're going to glue these onto our tails, and that's what we're going to use our E6000 for. If you haven't worked with E6000 before, sometimes it just comes out when you don't want it to, so you have to kind of work quickly. And this does not dry too fast, so you can go ahead and put the glue on both of these. And you don't want to drench it with glue, you just need a little. And go ahead and put the lid on because it's coming out there. And then I just spread it around with my finger for this so that it's not too globbed up in the middle. And then the edges, so we mostly just want this to make it attach really nice to the tails in the middle, because if you use hot glue it gets kind of bumpy. So this is going to make it nice and smooth. And then the edges we can go in with our hot glue gun and just put a little bit of glue if we need to. So we're going to go ahead and line that up with the bottom and with the sides and place that right on top of the white ribbon there. Okay, so our next step is going to be to add our laces to the ballet slippers, and we're going to use the hot glue for these. So we're not going to heat seal the ends yet because we're going to be cutting them. So cutting them to 2 inches is going to make them hang off the sides so that we can trim them up nice and even with the edge of the white ribbon. So we're just going to add glue right across the center of that, and then kind of decide how much of an angle you want and place it right on top of that white ribbon. And so I overlap right on the point there of this piece of the pink. And then do this to the other side. Kind of try to make your X right in the middle. Okay, stuck to the table, that's okay. Okay, and then you're going to do the other shoe. Just like that. One more. So you don't want to add too much glue. You don't want it squirting out the sides, but you do want it to stick to your ribbon. Okay, so once you have those nicely secure, I'm going to flip them over so that you can get right next to that white edge, and so I'm just going to cut off this extra little pieces of the pink. So I'm just going to go right next to that white ribbon and use it as a guide to cut off the extra pink. Do it on both sides and on both tails. Go to this side, just like that. All right. Now this is where, now you can see this kind of lifts up on the edge. You know, you don't really want that to happen. So now this is where you're going to go back in with your glue gun and just lightly, that's why this glue gun is so great, this fine tip one, because you can just get a little bit of glue out and it doesn't, you know, make a big mess. And we're just going to glue down these edges. Like that, and you can peel the extra glue off if you need to, if you got a little too much. Okay, and we're going to do that to the other tail. Just gluing these just so it's nice and finished looking. You don't want ribbon popping up. This is the Shore Bonder glue gun, and it's the I think it's called Precision Tip or something like that. They have them on Amazon. You can get them at Joann's or any other craft store, but it's a great glue gun for hair bow making. Okay, so now we're going to, before we seal these sides, we're going to go ahead and cut our angles of our shoe. So you're just going to cut little triangles off the sides, and you're just going to eye the first one, kind of see about how thick you want the point of the shoe to be. I might make that one a little smaller. So you can see that now that takes the shape of the point of the ballet shoe. So now I'm going to take this tail that I already cut and lay it on top and line it up with this other tail so that I can get the same angles cut, and then it's more even. You could just eye it, but I am a perfectionist, so I'm going to line it up and just cut right next to it, just like that. So now you have the two ballet slippers, and now we're going to go in with our lighter again, and we're going to seal where we just cut, seal along the bottom, and then seal the sides of the laces. And again, you just have to kind of, this time you can kind of go right up to the ribbon, because this is also actually sealing the two colors together. Just making it extra secure there. Do that lace and that lace. And then we'll do the same thing with this side. Run along the bottom of the shoe and then get the laces here on the side. Okay, so there you have we have our tails done with the ballet slippers. Those are so cute, and all we have to do is add our center and our clip. So I chose to do the center with the pink, and I've already lined my alligator clip with white. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue back here, attach my center ribbon, and I'm gonna do this one flat. You could make a knot if you wanted. I just like the look of the flat with this particular bow. Attach our alligator clip. Let that sit for, just hold it there so that it gets nice and secure. You don't want it moving around when you wrap this ribbon around it. And then just I wrap my center ribbon around twice. So now it's gonna go over the alligator clip, around, and then it's just makes it extra secure. And then you want to pull out those tails, pull that nice and tight, add some glue there, and attach that to the back. And then you just have to cut off this extra, heat seal it. Just be careful there that you don't get your loops of your bow. And you can fluff and arrange these loops, pull out the tails, and there you have it. Really cute 2-loop bow. It'll be perfect under a bun if you have a little one that takes dance like I do. I have 3 girls who dance, so it'd be so cute underneath their bun with the ballet shoes hanging. And you can see in the example, you could do pink and black also, or the white and pink, or any color combination that you would want. So again, this one has the shorter tails. If you want your tails to be a little bit longer, like this one, then you could just cut your original piece of ribbon that you're making the bow with a couple inches longer, and you'll have longer tails. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if there's a bow that you would like to see me make and teach you how. And again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.